Ladies and gentlemen, we are around 15 kilometers away from Gurgaon in a place called Farrukhnagar in an area called Sultanpur, and welcome to the Sultanpur National Park. It's around 50 kilometers from Delhi, 40 kilometers from Dhaula Kuan, and earlier it was a bird sanctuary and now it's a national park. You have to buy the tickets from there and then go inside and go on a trail and watch the birds. There's plenty of parking space out here. Jhalbal is standing handsomely over here. It's a bright and a sunny day, and that's a relief. You can easily bring your car out here without any worries and enjoy this national park called the Sultanpur National Park. With some statutory warnings, we're beginning our trail, and this is the entrance. Here we come. It's a nice trail, lovely trees. Start feeling one with the nature, really. It's a well-maintained trail. Lovely to see everything. And the park has this wonderful jheel with shimmering water. Look at this stork, proudly perched, waiting for its prey. That's what the pristine beauty of nature looks like. And that's what we miss in our cities and offices. Beautiful jheel out here with these lovely ducks swimming across. A thing of beauty is a joy forever, with all the birds in the background. It's truly a delightful scene as they flutter away. And look what we found. Look who we found. Apparently a Nilgai. Walks away from us, then gives a glance behind, looks suspiciously as it wags its tail and goes away. The Sultanpur National Park has got a wonderful history behind it. As a find, it is attributed to the famous British ornithologist Peter Mitchell Jackson. Now, Peter Mitchell Jackson was the honorary secretary of the Delhi Bird Watching Society, no pun intended. And it was in 1970 that he recommended to the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi that this area, which is around 1.4 kilometers square, should be declared a bird sanctuary. So Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, who was in fact the founder of the Delhi Bird Watching Society, paid due attention to this request from Peter Mitchell Jackson, and as a matter of fact, asked him to, accompany her in this area. And at the last moment, being busy as a Prime Minister, she couldn't make it over here, but she instructed the then Haryana Chief Minister Bansi Lal to take action on this and visit the place over here. And accordingly, in 1972, this area was declared as a bird sanctuary. Later on, in 1991, this was upgraded to the status of a national park. There are machans like these, or the watchtowers, which you can actually climb and have a panoramic view of the whole national park. So we are presently climbing the machan, and it's not for the faint at heart because it's a steep climb of around 40 feet before you reach the top. So you have to be extremely careful. So finally we have reached the top of the machan, and you can see that there's a trail which you have been following to see the various birds and the trees. And the whole Sultanpur National Park is around 1.4 kilometers square with this beautiful Sultanpur Jheel. I must warn everyone that those who are planning to come over here and are thinking it as a picnic spot, by all means it's a picnic spot. But if you want to take the trail and visit the whole area, then the whole area might take a couple of hours to take a walk. And you'll bring your own water and food and so on. And it's quite tiring as well. Even though it's late October and the weather is milder, still there's a lot of sunlight and you might get tired. Well, not for these Neel guys out here who are enjoying a swim in the pleasant waters of the Sultanpur National Park. So there's a little bit of a history behind the establishment of Sultanpur as a village. As a matter of fact, this village of Sultanpur was established by the Rajput king Sultan Singh Chauhan, whose lineage can be traced back to the great Rajput king Prithviraj Chauhan. Sultan Singh Chauhan established Sultanpur in the year 1417 after wresting this place from the original rulers, the Turks. And originally it was a small village, but one of the biggest villages in the area of Farrukhnagar. A lot of small other villages sprung up around Sultanpur, mainly as dhanis, which really mean temporary farmers' shelters. In fact, during the British Raj, Sultanpur was a major salt production area because there were 40 wells which were found in Sultanpur, which produced the brine or the salt water. In the Sultanpur National Park, there is this beautiful jheel called the Sultanpur Jheel. It's a wonderful water body filled up in the monsoons. And you see there's a kind of an island out here. And on this island there are some birds. And what's wonderful about the Sultanpur National Park is that there are around 300 species of birds which are found over here. And out of those 300 species of birds, around 100 species are migratory species, which means that the birds which travel long distances from Europe, Central Asia and Siberia and travel to the Sultanpur National Park to spend the winters out here, because in winters from September to around March and April, it's too cold in the Central Asia, Europe and Siberia for these birds to survive. And during the monsoon and the summer seasons, the place is mainly a residence for the local species of birds, which are also numerous, and there are around 200 of them. And the Sultanpur National Park has a small little museum dedicated to Dr. Salim Ali, who was a famous bird watcher and an ornithologist from India. The museum has a nice little bust of Dr. Salim Ali, along with some of the mementos and the famous people Salim Ali met during his heydays. I think it's a nice little gesture to arguably one of the world's best ornithologist and bird watcher, Dr. Salim Ali. Those of you who want to stay overnight over here to enjoy the morning walks in the nature, there is a nice little hotel out here called the Rosy Pelican Restaurant. It's a resort as well as a restaurant run by the Government of Haryana Tourism Department, all set to welcome you in its premises. Let's go inside and check out. We are we're going to watch the rooms as well to see how they look like. They're across this beautifully manicured garden. And that's how the room looks like from outside. We're presently going inside. Nice ambience outside. And that's how the room looks like from inside. This is a standard room, in fact, and nothing fancy. But if you come over here, your main objective is bird watching. So, ladies and gentlemen, a fun trip to the Sultanpur National Park, which is around 15 kilometers from Gurgaon, and it's around 40 kilometers from Dholakua in Delhi. The ride is nice. It's a good picnic spot with your family. You can take a walk around the trails, do some bird watching, go to the Machan, and overall I think it's a fun-filled place over here for a ride. And I welcome all of you to come over here and not miss out on this natural beauty of a national park called the Sultanpur National Park.